I would like to urge the honorable members to take the minimum time possible to contribute, or rather to comment to the statement by the Honorable Senator Tuya. And I am capping at 3 minutes maximum per senator. Let us try. Actually, 3 is generous. 2 minutes. Let's try to do under 2 minutes. If you have or you must say something, say it under 2 minutes. My list is quite long. Honorable Senator Mandago Jackson Kiplagat was in Gishu County.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Let me first take this opportunity to congratulate Senator Soipan Tuya for nomination and subsequent approval by Parliament to be the Cabinet Secretary for Environment and Forestry. Mr. Speaker, this is a very important docket in this country, considering that this nation has witnessed significant changes in our weather pattern as a country. Mr. Speaker, the Cabinet Secretary will be holding a docket that is so critical to human life in this century, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, I would want to urge the Cabinet Secretary to ensure that our forests are safe, and we promise to work closely with her in terms of legislation to make sure that the water towers of this country, Mr. Speaker, are not only increased, but they are also protected, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I hope the Cabinet Secretary will support Uasin Gishu County with its Eldoret City Marathon, which is a marathon meant to create awareness in terms of climate change and increase the forest cover. Mr. Speaker, I also want to encourage the Cabinet Secretary to make sure that government institutions don't do public relations with tree planting, but rather engage in tree growing, Mr. Speaker. We've seen several organizations mobilize resources, take very good pictures, get very good publicity, but 3-4 months down the line, Mr. Speaker, we actually have no trees in the places where they had gone to plant. Mr. Speaker, I wish to congratulate the Cabinet Secretary and wish her well as she serves this country in a very critical docket that is also equally important to our health, Mr. Speaker. Congratulations, Waziri Soipan Tuya.
Thank you, Honorable Senator Mandago. Senator Sifuna, Edwin Watena.
Thank you. Forestry on her appointment. Of course, we haven't gotten a chance to interact in this particular house, but we have brushed shoulders on the political fields in Narok. I am very happy that you're taking over from your clansman, Mr. Tobiko, the former CS. And you know how passionately we fought for the protection of the Mau Forest. It was a hot political topic, and on that one, I can assure you, Waziri, you will always have the support of the minority side, because we believe in protection of our environment, the protection of all our water towers, as has been alluded to by Senator Mandago, and on that one, we will find, you will never find any resistance from our side. We will be looking for you as well to support us in our environmental issues here in Nairobi. You understand that we have a big problem with Nairobi River ever since the late Michuki. We have not had any serious effort in terms of cleaning up that river and ensuring that there is no encroachment. We have a problem with air and noise pollution. I know that the President yesterday said some of these things are to be left to the county governments. But of course, that is why your ministry exists, that you need to help to support the county governments as well in order to execute this mandate. I will also be looking to you, Waziri. You know, you have said that this particular cabinet is unprecedented because of the number of women that is there. But I want to remind you that the responsibility of those of us who get an opportunity, whether it is in this house, whether it is in cabinet like you, is to hold the door for the others. Please always remind the President that he made a commitment to the women of this country, that 50% of the cabinet is going to be women. So when you get into that cabinet room, when you count the numbers, if they are not half, please remind Hechi of his promise to the women of Kenya. I thank you and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Senator Sifuna. Senator Orwoba Magoma Gloria.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to say that this is a surreal moment because many don't know that Senator Soipan Tuya was very, very instrumental in signing that women charter, in ensuring that the women were well represented and brokering a deal for the women of Kenya. As a matter of fact, she was on the forefront in terms of proposing that there should be a charter for women, and even ensuring that, we had the 50% cabinet secretary slots just put aside for women. And, for me, I'm very young in politics, and I've had a few mentors here and there who have held my hand. When it came to politics during the last, let me say, 18 months, I can tell you that Senator Soipan Tuya, now Waziri, has been my big sister. And any other time that, I had conflicts here and there, I used to run to her and tell her, you need to guide me, you need to show me what are we supposed to do here. So again, that's why I'm saying this is a surreal moment, because when we started, the intention was not that she would land as a cabinet secretary. As a matter of fact, it was just all about pushing for women empowerment during the campaign, pushing that we ensure that at the point when government gets into place, the women will be at the table. So for me, I am so happy that she actually got to be nominated as a cabinet secretary and actually at the table, and particularly in this ministry, which is going to be a game changer, because climate change is not a myth. Global warming is actually, it's true. These are true stories. And we needed someone like Senator Tuya to basically, show people that we can make changes, to turn this thing around. It's not about public relations, like Senator Mandago has said, that we plant trees so that we can be seen on TV. It's about real change. It's about understanding the dynamics of that sector, and I am certain that Senator Soipan Tuya is the right person for that job. And just on a very light note, when we negotiated the Women Charter, and there was a lot of back and forth on representation.
Kindly allow 30 seconds to the Honorable Senator.
Thank you. When we were negotiating for that Women Charter, I can tell you that there was a lot of back and forth, and Waziri really fought for the women. And the Women Charter is really a product of that fight that she put out. So I'm glad that she's a beneficiary of the same. Asante sana, and congratulations, Waziri.
Thank you very much, Honorable Senator. Senator Dr. Boni Halwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's my pleasure to congratulate my kid sister, in fact, more accurately, my kid sister-in-law, for this appointment. I want to invite you on 26th of November. You come to Kakamega. The guest of honor is going to be the Deputy President, Rigiji, when we have the Kakamega Annual Forest. The Kakamega Annual...
What is your point of order, Honorable Sifuna?
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. As far as I know, there is no individual who was elected as the Deputy President called Rigiji. Who might be the senator for Kakamega referring to?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this youth, they confuse me. Edwin is a youth. Soipan is a youth. Gloria is a youth. You are a youth. So when I try to talk your language, you now throw me. Anyway, on a serious note, Minister, the Deputy President, Rigathi, will be the chief guest. I will host you. Don't worry about the bills. I'll take care of your bills. Rigathi's bills, we would like you to make the day a success. And we are coming to plant trees. The point I want to make is that Kakamega Forest is the last remaining tropical forest, the Guinea-Congo equatorial forest. And why it is a success is because it is a natural forest. We would like you to move away from the plantation forests, because plantation forests are not rich, they are not diverse. Yeah, they are not diverse, so the ecology is poor. because you are a woman, and because Professor Wangari Maathai died and that was her legacy, we would like to see that today you are entering when we have got 3.5 million hectares of forest land. We would like you as to exit. We should double that number, and we will give you space to grow forest in Western. And before I forget, Bungoma. We have Mount Elgon Forest in Bungoma. It is the most abused forest, but nobody talks about it. Why, Minister? Because the provincial administration senior officials and other civil servants in Nairobi, they go doing logging there, so there's nobody to complain. Mount Elgon is starting to look very ugly when it used to be very beautiful. In fact, I was thinking that Senator Watenya, Sifuna, would be speaking to Mount Elgon because that is home. But as they do, he has now migrated to the city. We don't even know whether he'll get married. I mean, it's a big problem, Madam Speaker. So with those many remarks, I support.
Thank you very much, Senator Dr. Boni Halwale. Senator Sifuna, hold your horse. It's done. He's I do know, and for purposes of Dr. Boni Halwale's comments, you have done your term, and may you sit down. I want to invite the Honorable Senator.
He has got a wife. But fathers, in where we come from, we don't recognize one wife. So until you get the other wives is when we shall say that you are married.
All right. Senator Lemaletian M. Hezena, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to congratulate my sister, Honorable Soipan Tuya, the incoming Waziri for Forestry. And this is a very serendipitous moment for